Hello, I'm Cere, and we are at Barn on the Farm. Thank you for joining us, Katie.
Thank you for having me. I remember.
How was your set?
It was beautiful. I had a great time. Well, like as a performer, I don't know what it was like for the audience, but it was lovely. I had a great time.
Yeah.
The crowd was like so attentive, and and it was like good crowd as well, which you never know. I'm not from Gloucestershire, so you never know. But it was just a beautiful time. I had a great time. Yeah.
I watched it and I thought it was really beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And is this your first Barn on the Farm?
It is my first Barn on the Farm. It's a great festival. The lineup is just like perfect.
Yeah.
And it's a really nice atmosphere. Everyone's just like so like involved and so present and having a good time, which is nice. But yeah, I'm gonna try and catch everyone tonight, so
nice.
Should be
Who are you
good.
looking forward to seeing?
I'm gonna try and catch Fizz, Flight, the Staves, Holly.
Yep.
There were more that I would have loved to see, but I wasn't here until today. But the lineup is just great.
Yeah,
I'm so excited about it. Yeah. Oh,
yeah, it's a lovely atmosphere.
I almost fell.
Careful now.
It's fine.
Is this your first straw or chew?
No. I'm from the Highlands, so
Okay.
that's all we do, you know. Don't have electricity up there, so we have to just find some entertainment
Yeah.
in the fields.
Yeah, so your set was really beautiful and I'm quite captivated by your lyrics.
Thank you.
And I wanted to specifically talk to you about, well, I think you're a phenomenal songwriter
Thank you.
and I think your lyrics are just very relatable and beautiful, and I wondered, is that something that came really naturally to you, or is it something you were taught? How did you learn to write in such a beautiful narration of your life?
Thank you. I think that like for me, it's just it comes. The writing comes naturally because it's just like my form of self-therapy, and I guess it's just like I think it's always been my kind of first point of call for processing things. So in that sense, it's a natural process. Thank you for calling it beautiful. I don't know. It's just like it's just kind of what happens for me. It's like it depends on the song. Some songs take more of a push and require a bit more tinkering and a bit more thought, but some songs are really just kind of like diary entries that just pour out. But generally with lyrics especially, I find them just like the most they're just the most effective form of like understanding what's happening in my head and what's happening around me. So in that way it's a natural thing. But I don't know, I feel like it's just been what I've always done, so it's hard to, I can't really think about I try to not like muddle it with thought too much. I try to let it just happen, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. How long did Complex take you to write?
That was a quick one because it was like one of those things where it was just the exact right moment. Like it just struck the right chord, and I was just like kind of, I'd bumped into someone that just brought back like tons from the past, and then suddenly I was in this like state that just felt like I was ready to say some other things I hadn't said before.
Oh.
And it just felt, it's like, I mean, that's what I mean about like, it's such a processing tool because it's like being able to just like say something that you've been thinking or feeling for a while, but it's hard to articulate, and then suddenly it works. So that's what that song was, and I had no thought behind it, and that's why it still baffles me what happened with that song, because it was just like an evening of me like kind of like mulling over the past, and suddenly it was like heard by millions of people. So it's kind of this crazy process, but yeah, it was very much like a kind of quick evening or a few evenings of just like, looking back and reflecting on stuff. And it worked out well, I guess. But
very well.
Yeah,
it's a real skill being able to articulate your feelings in that way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like probably chewing this, by the way. It's like becoming like
it's quite sweet,
it's like emulsifying. Yeah, I don't know what's supposed to be. Okay.
Am I right in saying that you released a song whilst you were at uni?
I released a few songs actually.
What was that like?
Oh, it was hard. I had £0. I used all my student loans to pay for like doing a music video and like putting it on Spotify, which costs a lot of money. And I didn't have any money. It was kind of like one of those things where I was like scraping together pennies. I had some friends work for free and stuff, and it came together. I did like an EP when I was like 19, put that out, called Games I Play, and it was like that very like, it was just like kind of like, we can do the best we can do right now, and then the songwriting I was happy with. I think that then like I had a friend who produced it with me, and then that was like a nice like chapter, and then it was all while I was at uni, so it was like there's something popping off over there. Very exciting. Some drummer doing a sound check and being way extra. They love doing that. No, yeah, I was just like, basically I was just like at uni, and it's hard to doing both, and also I was working and stuff, so it's like a lot to do at once, but it's so fun. I think that when you're in it, you're like just stressed and running around, but like in hindsight, like obviously it's such a bubble uni, and it's like nice to, I feel quite nostalgic about that time. And then I released a second song at uni last year called Second Single Bed. And then I left, I did 3 years of uni last year, and then that's me done now, but it feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
To be honest. But it's hard to do both. I envy people that can do it very well.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Also, before you sang White Lies, it was really funny. You were saying like, there's a few lyrics in there that kind of allude to a bit of like a fuckboy stage in your life. And you don't get enough credit for just that.
Yeah, I'm like, give me the credit.
When I first heard that song, I was straight up like, oh my God, like it totally spoke to me. I was like, I do that all the time.
Are you a fuckboy?
Yeah, I love you. No, I
Fair.
don't.
It's hard, because it was like, I don't think I was being a fuckboy at the time, but I think it's one of those times where like Perfect! That's probably what I was gonna say. No, it was like one of those things where like it had been a long time coming. It was this muddled, this grey area with someone, and then all this stuff happened with all this stuff happened with Complex, and then suddenly I was like living a different life, and I kind of realized once I'd moved away, like not just physically, but like into a new life, I realized how little that was serving me. But like you still have so much care for the person, and it's that kind of like, you don't know in yourself, but you know that when you're saying these things, you don't fully mean them, and like, it's a hard one. It was like, because it's someone that I'd known for so long, we were like, it was in this grey area, and then it was just like, how do I relate to the situation now? I feel such a different person now. And you are the same, you're kind of stuck in that thing for me, and you're not serving my life. But it's a hard one, because the song is about that ambivalence. When I wrote with Matt Maltese, and I went in, my first ever writing session, and I went in and I just spoke about how like, I don't know if I just don't feel anything for him anymore because I'm so busy and I'm away from him. If I saw him, would I feel the same? And turns out I wouldn't. I didn't.
Yeah, no, I totally know what you mean. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Sick. I got a bit of strawberry. It kind of tastes nice, if anything.
That was a good insight. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I don't have to get done. I'm going to be here all day.